Second year of this boat project, back to the windy season. Some people think I'm doing very well, but in fact I've got pests on board trying to outpace me. I'm in the engine bay and there's termites in here, and a type of termite which I don't believe have been on the boat before because there haven't been trails before. Apparently they're a land termite that really shouldn't exist, but I've got lots of them. Here in the back cabin there's plenty of them. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Lots of bugs. I got water in here when the boat was sitting badly on the beach, and I think they're taking advantage of it. I asked Meta AI about it, and yes, subterranean termites, because of the water and because of the debris on the boat, and it has got really filthy. I've let it really go whilst the renovation continues, so a big clean-up is on. Well, I'm obviously not an expert painter like Gemma, but the job is done. A little bit rough, but protected. I'm sure Dave is pleased to see that his car is now back under shelter. Gemma's working on this boat for the next 4 weeks, so progress here is going to be a little bit slower. This one is in, this one to go. With that one in, now time to get this one out, and it took me nearly all day to get it free. There's a real mess behind it. Well, here's a view that you won't get to see very often. Instead of the hodgepodge patching I did earlier here, decided to really make a decent job of it. How about that? A lot of this companionway was pretty rotted out, so remove the soft stuff and getting some fresh timber in. It's coming along. It will be very dark in here when the hatch goes on there, so windows are going in there and there. Not only added light, but a fair bit of breeze comes through these as well. Really pleased with that. Here we go again. Can't do much while this stuff's happening. Well, the rain has stopped. Let's see how my new windows have fared. It's completely dry in there. A little bit of moisture there, but this is going to be a wet area, so it doesn't really matter. And admittedly, there's not much wind. And this window, well, a bit of splatter on the acrylic, and no water collecting and no drips inside. This is my old cross-arm bulkhead on the starboard rear. Now, you might remember in episode 6 I did an epoxy saturation where I stuck a screwdriver straight through here. It was as soft as anything. My epoxy saturation is 1 part mixed epoxy, 2 parts of thinners, and I layered it on about 20 times before it stopped soaking in. Now I want to show you something. You can see that the wood here is actually quite strong. the saturation technique does work quite well. For the trolls that told me I should just burn my boat, here we go, doing the best I can for you. It's a funny thing. The heat from a fire is a beautiful thing. The heat from the weather, not so much. Would you call this a renovation, a restoration, or maybe a rebuild? Okay, got fresh plywood in there now. Still a little bit of bits and pieces to clean up. Down here we've got a bit of a mess. I'm going to put a piece in like this and cut that off along here and put a lip on it. What else? So we've got this to go in here. Over here I'm putting in what I call my toe stubber, the support needed to attach this properly to the rest of the boat. A couple of bits in like so. Oh, and putting in some strips here to support my steps. Getting ready to extend this piece all the way along there. Cut away this because it was rotten, went down here, it didn't do any good anyway. They look pretty big, right? They're my two steps going into the boat, and I'm in the process of shaping it. It would be nice to have a router, but using an angle grinder followed by block sanding, you end up with a really nice result. Well, it's great to get some steps in, so I'm not jumping down here anymore. Look at that. I'm really satisfied with my design. It's big enough so that your feet get right on it without having to tiptoe. What other developments we've got? This down here, which is a good strengthener, and I'm in the process of, well, they're in their mast step supports. They'll look better when they've got clear over them. That's about all for this month. It's good to be making progress. Another beautiful day here in paradise.